Welcome back to another ranking, guys. Today we're going to be ranking albums from the big four of grunge, and I try to sort them in chronological order. The dates may be a bit off, but I still try to do it by year. I know I at least got the year right, for the most part. So yeah, and I was going to do alternative rock slash grunge albums ranked, like the most popular ones, but alternative rock is such a vague label to where it just was really hard to find out what albums I should have included or not, but it was too hard, so instead I'm just going to rank 3 albums from each band in the big four. And yeah, let's get started. First I got Bleach from Nirvana. I put this album in great tier. Not the toppest of tiers, but this is still a really good album, and easily Nirvana's most underrated. I like almost every song. Floyd the Barber is probably the only song I don't like, but Blue is a really good opener. About a Girl is one of their most iconic songs, for very good reason. School goes hard. Love Buzz is their first song, and it goes really hard. Paper Cuts is pretty good. Negative Creep's very catchy. And Sifting's really underrated. Mr. Mustache has a nice surf to it. And the bonus tracks are good too. So yeah, this album is very nice. And probably the only 80s grunge album on here before it became really mainstream. And yeah, this album sounds a lot rawer than the other albums. And it sounds a lot heavier, a lot dirtier. But I think it works in the album's favor. This is a very nasty sounding album, but I mean that in a very good way. So if you want some raw, heavy, nasty early grunge, then Bleach is for you. Next we got Facelift from Alice in Chains. And I put this album in amazing tier. Alice in Chains are easily one of my favorite bands of all time, and this album is no exception. They did an amazing job with their debut album. I pretty much like every song. There's not a single song I don't like. The big singles are very awesome. The obscure songs are very awesome. The melodies are very awesome. The guitar riffs are really good. And the drumming's really good. And you can tell there's a little bit of influence from when they were a hair metal band on here, but it's mostly not noticeable. It actually kind of works for the album. It is kind of interesting how Alice in Chains were a hair metal band, but then later they became a grunge band. But they still have a bit of influence on this album. Of course, on their later albums, they got rid of it entirely, but you can still hear like 5% hair metal on this album, especially on Put You Down and I Know Something About You. Those songs kind of have it, but of course, this is easily still not a hair metal album at all. But there are traits of it in some songs that you can still hear. So it is interesting. And yeah, it's just a nice, heavy, melodic, catchy, and accessible grunge album for sure. And yeah, I'd probably prefer this over Dirt if I'm being honest. And it was one of the first grunge albums I ever listened to. Alice in Chains were one of the first bands I ever got into in general, so yeah, Facelift, very awesome album. Easily S tier, no questions asked. Next we got Nevermind. And I put this in great tier along with Bleach. Now I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about this album that much because it's a very popular album, everyone already knows about it. But yeah, I do like most of the songs. I got kind of tired of Smells Like Teen Spirit because it's so overplayed. Like, I don't need to hear that song again. A lot of the other big singles, like Come As You Are and Lithium, I still listen to a lot. I still really like those. And the more obscure songs, like Lounge Act and Drain You and On a Plane, are still really good. So yeah, easily an iconic album for sure. One of the most popular albums ever. And yeah, definitely belongs in great tier. I would put it in amazing, but a lot of the songs are pretty overplayed. I haven't listened to Nirvana for a very long time, so I'm a bit sick of this album, but it's still great. I still really like it. A lot of the big singles I still like, even though a couple of them are very overplayed. So yeah, gonna go into great tier. Easily, it's pretty easy to see why people like it so much and why it sold so well, because it was just so iconic. But yeah. Next we got 10 by Pearl Jam. I put this in amazing tier. Now, I will admit, I was not a big Pearl Jam fan at all. Like, seriously. I was not a big fan of their sound at first. But then they slowly grew with me. Like, they slowly got better and better. And I played this in the car one day because I found the CD just in my basement randomly. And it was definitely a better experience than when I listened to it for the first time. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. It does kind of have like a psychedelic sound to it with all the guitar solos and the weird soft parts. But the upbeat rockers are still very nice too, the big singles. And yeah, Pearl Jam definitely sound a lot better to me now than they did before. And since I like this album, I was able to get into some of their other stuff too. So yeah, 10's an amazing album. Lots of good riffs, lots of good solos. Eddie Vedder's best vocals for sure. No other album even comes close that they made. And yeah, it just has really good atmosphere, and it's a good psychedelic-y turn off your brain album. And it's very relaxing to listen to. So yeah, easily another masterpiece from the grunge genre. Next we got Badmotorfinger from Soundgarden. And this is going to be an extremely hot take, but I think it's pretty mid. The only Soundgarden album that I like from start to finish is Superunknown. I still love the band, but this album I never really got into. Mainly because a lot of the songs kind of drag on for too long. And it's really slow too. Well, some of the songs, not all the songs, but some of the songs kind of drag on and are pretty slow. And this album just isn't as memorable to me as Superunknown. It kind of drags on, and it feels like there's a ton of filler. Even though the album's, well, it's 58 minutes long. I mean, that's pretty long compared to a lot of the other albums. So yeah, it is a little bloated for me. But there are still a few good songs like Rusty Cage, Outshined, Face Pollution, Drawing Flies, and Holy Water. So yeah, a lot of the songs are still pretty good. There's also a lot of songs that are just really filler-like and really not for me. I didn't fall in love with this album as much as others. So yeah, I know it's a sin, but yeah, this album's kind of in the middle for me. Next we got Dirt from Alice in Chains. And yeah, another S tier. Not going to go into too much detail because this album is extremely popular. But I like every song, the big singles, and the more obscure songs. Very heavy, very doomy. So yeah, a lot of good riffs, a lot of good vocal melodies, a lot of good drumming. Songwriting's on point. Lots of emotions conveyed on this album. And yeah, very nice heavy grunge and alt metal album for sure. Next we got Verses from Pearl Jam. This album's interesting. Probably put it in good tier. It's good, definitely, but it is no masterpiece. But I still really like it. And it sounds kind of like 10, but a bit different. It sounds even more psychedelic-y compared to 10. And there are a lot of solos and quiet parts too. Actually, it is basically just 10 part 2. So if you love 10, you'll love this. At least, I think you will. But yeah. There's some good songs like Animal. Daughter is very good. Distant, or like Distance, the easily their most underrated song. Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town is fine. And yeah, most of the songs are really good. There are a few songs that it could be without, but most of the songs are good. It's a good follow up to 10. And if you like 10, you like this. It has a similar sound to it, so yeah. Next we got In Utero from Nirvana. I put this in great tier. Wow, I put all 3 of Nirvana's albums in great tier. That's weird. But yeah, it is a great album for sure. Unfortunately, their final one, because of course Kurt Cobain deleted his save file, if you know what I mean. But yeah, most of the songs I like. The only song I don't like is Dumb. I don't know why, that song sounded cringy to me. But the rest of the songs go hard. Serve the Servants is good. I really like Heart-Shaped Box still. Even to this day, I still love that song. Rape Me's alright. Francis Farmer's good. Very Ape and Milk It are very underrated. Radio Friendly Unit Shifter is underrated. Penny Royalty is good. And of course the closer, All Apologies, is a very nice single. So yeah, definitely a weird album for sure, but still very great. It has some big melodic singles, but also some weirder, more obscure songs that still go hard, even though they're kind of weird and not for everyone, but I still love this album just as much as the others. So yeah. Next we have Vitalogy from Pearl Jam, and this album's bad. There's almost no songs that I like. Like, I think the only song from this album that I would say that I like is Immortality. That's pretty good, but the rest of the songs are forgettable, or they're just straight up bad, like really, really bad. Like, annoyingly bad. This album is more experimental than their first two, and the sound is a lot different. There's a lot less Jarl vocals and psychedelic stuff. That's probably why I don't like it as much, because it's more noise oriented, and the songs are way different from the first two. So yeah, Vitalogy is really not for me, and honestly would not listen to this again. Probably my least favorite album on this list. Like, seriously. This is painful to listen to. But, I mean, if you like it, that's fine. But, me personally, it's just crappy. Next we got Superunknowns by Soundgarden. And yeah, this album's amazing. This may be the best one, honestly. Well, I think I'll put it in between 10 and Facelift. Yeah, Superunknown, every song I like. Easily Soundgarden's best album. None of their other stuff even comes close. There's a huge variety of sound. There's heavier songs. There's softer songs. There's big singles. There's hidden gems. But yeah, everything's good on here. You have some sludgy moments. Some more melodic moments. There's a ton of songs on here, so I'm not going to name any songs specifically. But yeah, just know this is one of the best albums ever made. And definitely one of, if not the best, grunge album. Facelift is the only other one that I would say comes close. And these two as well. So yeah, Superunknown is easily like an awesome album, and it should not be skipped over because everything is just comes together so well. Next we got the self-titled album from Alice in Chains. I put this in great tier. Not as good as the first two albums, but I still really like it. It's still like almost just as good. Grind is a good song. Brush Away I like. Sludge Factory has an interesting name, because a lot of people like to call Alice in Chains sludge metal. I don't know if I call them that, but if they did have a sludge metal song, it would be that one. Whether that or Grind. Heaven Beside You is a nice softer song. And the deep cuts are good too. And you can definitely tell they're feeling a lot of emotions on this. This sounds rawer than their first two albums. And yeah, you can definitely tell the band is kind of falling apart a bit. But it still sounds very good. Still some interesting stuff on this album. And if you're an Alice in Chains fan and you haven't listened to this yet, please do, because it's an interesting listen for sure. So yeah, not too much to say here, but it is an interesting listen. I will give you that. And next, finally, we have Down on the Upside by Soundgarden. And I don't like this album. It's a little better than Vitalogy, but I don't really like Down on the Upside that much. The main problem is that there's way too much filler songs. Like, seriously. The album's like, what, an hour and 6 minutes? They could have easily cut that down to 35 to 40 minutes. Or even just 45 minutes. That would have been way better than this. There's so many filler songs. Though I do like Pretty News. That's a pretty good single there. Rhinosaur's good. Blow Up the Outside World I really like. Tighter and Tighter's good. No Attention's a really good song. And Kind is alright. But the other songs are just really boring. It drags on the album way too much. And yeah, this album is very bloated. A lot of the songs easily don't need to be on it. The songs that are good, but most of the songs are just really forgettable and bland. And yeah, this album easily needs to be shortened. And sadly, it was their last album for a very long time, before they eventually released a comeback album in 2012. So yeah, that's me ranking the 3 most popular albums from each band of the big 4 of grunge. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my other rock and metal rankings from both single bands and many bands in a genre. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.